Hi, good evening. My name is Christopher Thornley. I am the chairman of the Board of Health of the Monroe, Connecticut. We are holding our regular meeting today, which is May the 14th at 6:06 p.m., calling to order. Um, This is a regular meeting and pursuant with all the Connecticut public laws. People are allowed to come in remotely as they need to, which we currently do not have anybody. Um, so we will move right down our agenda. Our public participation, as noted, is nobody at this point. We will move right along to letter C, the approval of the minutes from our last meeting, which was actually in December, when we approved our budget. So I will go forth and say that oh man, I'm at a loss for words. Can you believe that? I've never been at a loss for words. I will nominate, nope, nominate's not the right word.
Motion.
Motion, thank you. At least somebody can help me out here. Motion to take the minutes as written by Ms. Lahaney.
And I will second.
Okay,
I will third.
okay. And Ms. McGuire.
Yep, I'm just a yes, right?
Yep, that's all you needed.
Yep.
Yep, okay, great. So they have carried unanimously. We will move right down to the next line of business, which is going to turn the meeting over to Amy. And she will have a number of different things to discuss with us, starting with the environmental health activity report.
Sure. Before I get into that, just a few discussion items. We participated in the Jockey Hollow Health Fair in March, and we had displays about sugar and teenagers' favorite beverages and a health Jeopardy with prizes that the students really seemed to enjoy. So we were excited to do that again. We are, for the first time, celebrating Mental Health Awareness Month in May this year, and we've had a few different activities. We are offering 2 QPR trainings through the health department in conjunction with the Rotary and Adam. Those were last Wednesday and next Thursday. That is Question, Persuade, Refer. It's a suicide prevention program. Today, we also had chair yoga at the library for free. And we had therapy dog visits on Tuesday for both town hall employees and the senior center.
Wow, busy.
Yes, we were trying to make it a special month for May this year. Samantha Friselli, our chief sanitarian, was certified as a food inspector training officer by the state and is working on training and now certifying Kelsey McCarthy, our health program planner slash sanitarian, as a food inspector. And we're hoping that that will be all completed by the end of the summer. We also participated in the Community Health Improvement Plan activities associated with HIA, the Health Improvement Alliance out of the greater Bridgeport area. And we did trainings for risk communications during an emergency as part of our emergency preparedness work. For our environmental health activity, we are on track with routine inspections, but soil testing and related subsurface sewage disposal activities were very, very slow in the winter, but are starting to slowly increase again. Our revenues, our license fees for food service renewals were all received. However, we are slightly lower than our projected revenue, especially in septic and well permit areas. It could be a combination of things due to the cold weather, economy, and different things like that, that we're just not seeing as many projects come through as we thought we would.
Yeah,
And
'cause
then,
I had noticed that
yeah,
the soil testing, the B100A, the permits, all of that stuff was all
it's all down.
significantly lower than what we had budgeted for. Um,
They're hard to budget for. You just don't know what's going
oh,
to happen.
totally understand. Totally
Yeah,
understand.
and the winter was brutal. We actually had 2 or 3 weeks where I shut down work entirely on any projects because it was just too cold.
Gotcha.
So for our grant update, our public health emergency preparedness grant is still kicking around. It's our yearly grant from DPH, which runs July 1st to June 30th. There is a lot of uncertainty about this continued funding from the federal level. We've submitted our budget for next year, but we are kind of in a wait and see approach of whether or not that will be funded or not. And then we have our workforce development grant, which runs through 2027, and we're spending those funds. We receive the workforce development funding upfront. So all those funds are already in our possession. And that's it for the Director of Health discussion items.
Just a couple of questions for you.
Sure.
Why was there such a huge spike in food service plan reviews in March? You go
So
like onesies and
ironically,
twosies.
I did not notice that until tonight when I went to go start reviewing what I was going to say, and I have since corrected it. So it was a typo.
Ah, okay.
So sorry about that.
Okay.
The number was like 0 and 1.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know what happened. I'm not sure, but yeah, that was a typo. Sorry about that.
All right. And then the other thing that I thought was a bit odd was how many new complaints we have registered through you guys. Um, I mean, we obviously put down for a few, but we're at 30 for the year and there's still 2 more months to go. For food service complaints, we budget for like one a month kind of thing. Was there anything in particular that was leading to that? Was it
So
like one place or multitude of places or?
the complaint category is for all sorts of complaints, not just food service. So that 30 is complaints throughout the whole health, anything from any complaint we receive.
Okay.
That being said, there is one particular establishment that does seem to rack up a lot more complaints than any others. We have not found any real basis for those complaints as they've come through. But we do go out and respond to each and every single one of the complaints that we get.
Okay.
Now, are the
Some of
complaints
it, I'm sorry, Mike, go ahead.
are the complaints anonymous? As it could be like one individual who's upset with somebody, or?
We do take anonymous complaints just because public health kind of has to. But that particular restaurant, the complaints are typically not anonymous. And I don't know why it's generating that way. It's just the way it is. But a lot of our other complaints are about variety of other things that have happened this year that have been kind of weird. A lot of complaints. We've had a lot of septic smell complaints. And then a few things that are, I have complaints that are open since January that I just can't close. So there's just a lot of complaints right now. I don't know. Other than that,
Yeah.
People are grouchy.
yeah, people are grouchy a little bit.
Yeah.
We have a few neighbor ones that they don't like each other.
Okay.
So
I mean, you always expect a little bit here and there. It just struck me as a little odd that it was as many as it was, and was wondering if there was like one in particular offender or if it was just like, oh my God, across the whole board or what.
yeah, it's across the board. There's an increase, but there is one particular one that we do seem to get a lot of for. But
Gotcha.
again, none of them have been founded complaints for the most part. So
Okay. Okay. Good deal.
that's what I had for the director's report.
Okay.
For unfinished business, I just wanted to mention that Open Gov launch was a success because the last time we met, we were, I think, in the midst of launching that day. So we did all of our salons through there. We did all of our food establishments through there, and we're currently doing our pools through there. So by the end of this fiscal year, all of our licensed establishments will be in OpenGov, and they're all able to pay through OpenGov, print out their paperwork, and submit through there. So
Hmm.
that has been going pretty well.
Great.
It's very efficient. Sorry.
He wanted to participate. He's public participation.
There you go.
And do you want to go to new business?
Sure, go for it.
All right, so for new business, I just wanted to let you all know that I did submit my resignation. I will be leaving the first week of June. My last day is June 6th. Terry has requested through the state of Connecticut Department of Public Health to have Samantha Selly, our chief sanitarian, be the acting director. She is allowed to be acting director for 30 days per the state statutes. After that, we do have an MOU currently in place with the town of Stratford for health director coverage. And my job is currently posted, but I really have loved working with all of you and appreciate everything.
Well, good luck.
What a bummer. Yeah,
Thank
good
you.
for you.
Well,
Congrats to you.
we certainly
Thank
wish you
you.
well, Amy. You've done a great job for us. Starting way back when we all sat down in the boardroom and interviewed and talked and all that kind of stuff. So, I wholeheartedly, hope that everything goes well for you in the future and it all turns out exactly the way you would like it to be.
Thank you. I appreciate it. But I will miss Monroe. Monroe's a great community. It's
Yeah,
really been fun to work
we're
here.
pretty okay here, huh?
Yeah, you're pretty good.
Okay. Um, don't see really anything else we need to imminently talk about. Does anybody have anything that we need to discuss or anything like that? Oh, actually, there was a question that I had that I just don't know. Several years ago, not long before you had come aboard, Amy, was we were putting together statutes and so forth for tattoo parlor stuff, tattoos and piercings.
hmm
And then the guy that opened the shop went out of business. I thought I remember somebody telling me that a new place had opened.
Yeah, so we had talked about this a while ago, I think. So we do have two tattoo shops right now and one more coming in. But when we had talked about it, I had felt that the rules for tattoo shops are really the tattooists themselves are governed by the state of Connecticut.
Hmm.
And I don't feel that we had a whole lot to add to, creating a whole big statute that may kind of just reconfirm what the state is already doing. Um, that being said, I do have a conversation with each of them before they open and tell them, as of now, we don't have anything on the books, but if we were to ever put anything on the books, our biggest requirement is going to be for a hand sink. Like that's the biggest thing we're going to tell you you need. So most of them have done that from the get-go just because it's good practice. Um, but I never pursued it because I just didn't feel that, we needed something else to license.
Yeah, because when that all came about, we had looked at several other municipalities that had statutes kind of on the books and that sort of thing. And um, again, most of them were kind of similar, a little bit different nomenclature here and there type thing, but all very similar. And again, oh, they wouldn't allow this or that. Some were very specific on not allowing certain things. Again, I can't remember. It's several years ago at this point, um, and again, I don't even remember having this conversation with you before. But okay. I didn't know.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can find the minutes because I totally remember talking about it.
Okay. I'm sure we probably did. And I probably said something like I'm saying right now.
So we talked about it okay, I found, wow, first one I opened. That has to be lucky. September of 2023. After discussing with the first selectman and reading the proposed ordinances, we did not feel that it was an ordinance that was needed at this time, that tattoo artists themselves are licensed by the state and take necessary safety courses. We have met with both facilities in town and don't foresee any problems. And the board agreed at this time not to pursue the passage of the ordinance.
Okay. All right, good deal. Um, okay. Another question was, I know you said that like the work grant, we already had the money for, but some of the other grants, are they coming up that we're gonna have to reapply for sometime soon, or are we kind of more in the middle? Because I know there's a few different ones that kind of go on.
So most of the grants are gone.
Okay,
They took back ELC2, but we had already spent our funds. They took back the immunization grant. We had actually turned that one down, so we didn't have to worry about that. So the only grants existing right now are the emergency preparedness grant. That is a 5-year grant. We are in year
okay,
2. There is some discussion that that may become unfunded based on the proposed federal budget that is sort of being circulated.
okay,
So we're waiting to see. And then the workforce development grant, we got the funds as a lump sum from the state. Um,
okay,
and we're hoping that that does not end up getting taken back.
gotcha. Because obviously, with your departure, just want to make sure whatever, if we're getting closer to the end of a grant that we have to reapply for, making sure that whomever your replacement may be gets on that kind of thing.
Right. So for the emergency preparedness grant, I actually submitted the budget proposal for next year last week because it's due on the 16th of May. So everything is set for the new fiscal year as long as the money comes through. And the
Okay,
new director does have the option to go in and make any sort of budget revisions that they may want to make once they get on board.
okay, all right, good deal. All right, well, that's all I got notes for. Anything for you, Mr. Mike?
No, I think I'm good.
Okay. Ms. McGuire? Uh, Mike's
Sorry.
off.
I turned the
There you
mic off so the dogs wouldn't interrupt. No, I think I'm good. Amy, it was really nice getting to know you, and I'm so sorry you're leaving.
Yes, it
Best
was
of luck.
lovely to meet you too. So thank you for
Yeah, best of
everything.
luck.
Thank you.
Okay, everybody, I will motion to go ahead and end today's meeting. It is approximately 6:23. I thank everybody for coming and spending some time this evening, and obviously, again, wish Amy well in the future. So I motion to end tonight's meeting. Need
I will
somebody to,
second
I
it.
second that.
okay, all right. So the motion carries, and that is it.